Hi guys, it's Shell. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button to see future videos. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So today I'm doing another buffalo check tumbler with a twist. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. I'm using this 20-ounce Hoggdle tumbler from the Stainless Steel Depot, and I'm going to go ahead and get it out of its box and get it prepped. So what I like to do is take the lid off and put it back in the box so that I don't lose it, and set that aside. So just shoving it right back in the box and setting the box aside. And then I take off the little sticker thingy from the bottom and I start to sand it. So what this is doing is removing that protective coating so that it's easier when you prep your tumbler, everything will stick nicely to the tumbler. So this is, I believe, just an, it's either 120 or 180 grit sanding block. I got it from Amazon, and it gets tricky around the handle, but I just work at it. And then I take my 91% alcohol and clean it off, and then I am good to go. And then I got this HTV Runt buffalo check pattern from Amazon, and it has this like a clear protective film over it. And then I'm right here, I'm measuring how tall I want, and I just measured it up against the tumbler itself, and then I'm going to cut off the excess that I don't need. Why I did it this way, I don't know. Why I didn't just make a mark or just snip it with a pair of scissors. I went the hard route here, not thinking this day. So, yeah, I'm just taking my little cutter here, this scrapbook cutter. Gosh, I cannot think. And just doing this the really hard way. I'm making it super hard on myself. So I just put it under here and then cut off the excess that I don't need. I got this little scrapbook cutter thing at Michael's. I want to say it was like $30, but I had a coupon, so I got it fairly at a decent price. And it's like a rotary cutter one, super nice. If I can find one like it on Amazon, I'll link it below. I love this thing. It's been the most cleanest cut scrapbook cutter, paper cutter thing that I've had other than my Silhouette. So here I am struggling once again to get this vine or the paper protective sheet thing off. It's on there pretty good, but I did get it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my handle to line up the vinyl. I'm not doing a full wrap on this, but kind of, because I'm going to be doing a peekaboo of sorts of a wood grain. And I knew that I would not be going underneath the handle and or on the bottom or even over the handle with this. So I'm using the handle as my guide to line up my vinyl and then go around to pretty much the other side of the handle. So I'm using my squeegee to smooth this out to eliminate as many bubbles as possible. And once I get to the other side of the handle, I'll cut off the excess vinyl that I don't need. And then still squeegeeing. So yeah, I still have quite a bit of vinyl left over, so that I do take the craft knife. I'm having thinking issues right now, and just cut off that excess vinyl that I don't need. And then why I wanted to straighten it up here, I'm not sure, because it won't matter anyway, but I did. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pop any bubbles that I find, and just use my craft knife. And then I go switch to my pen here and continue to pop any excess bubbles and smooth that out so that it don't create any issues when I go to epoxy. So once I get all of those done, I will give this one coat of epoxy before we move on to the next step. After that first coat of epoxy is dry, I did tape it up where I want to do the spray paint. I took it out, spray painted it with a good coat of white rustoleum spray paint. And then I grabbed my caramel from Tim Holtz, and we're going to do the wood grain. So I'm leaving the tape on so that I can do my wood grain effect. So I grab my makeup brush that I use, and I'm going to go ahead and start wood graining it on. And I just go in like the same direction up and down so that I could get my wood grain going. And only where the white paint is exposed am I going to do this, not where I have the tape. That'd just be a waste of ink. So I only am doing this in a few spots. On the front of the tumbler, on the side where the handle is, and on the bottom. So that is where I'm doing that. Now, the trickiest part of this was doing this under the handle, because up underneath the handle where you hold, because it's such a small area. But I, of course, did get it to work. But and then once I got all of that done, I was able to then remove the tape. So I just kept working at it to make sure that I got the wood grain effect that I did want. Kept layering the ink on until I got to the desired effect that I was happy with. For the butt of the tumbler, I, of course, just kept working at it and making sure that when I would bring it down, that the sides of the tumbler and the butt of the tumbler looked like one cohesive piece so that it didn't look so choppy. And right here I am doing a knot, and here you're just adding a dot of the alcohol ink and going back and forth, and then you continue to add dots right in the middle, going back and forth, and keep doing that until you get the desired knot that you like. And you can do it as big as you want, as small as you want, and as many times as you want until you get that desired effect of the knot that you want. Now that I've finished that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape, and I'm going to then clean up the edges. And by cleaning up the edges, what I'm going to do is get out my acetone and my alcohol and some Q-tips and roughen up the edges quite a bit. I want it to be more organic and a little more rough around the edges. I didn't want so much of a crisp, clean edge. So I'm going to make it more organic looking. So I'm taking these Q-tips and just sort of buffing out the edges to give it more of a rougher edge. So I took some acetone and put them on the Q-tips, and I'm just sort of buffing out those edges to maybe not have such a crisp edge. And I do end up bringing out one of my coffee filters and kind of just buffing out those edges a little bit more. Now, the acetone that I had said 100% acetone. It was not working quite as well. I had to give it a lot more elbow grease, and I don't show you the whole process because it ended up taking a lot longer than it really probably should have. But I really wanted it to be a lot more rough than smooth. And then I had my alcohol ink as well to help clean up any of the extra, because the acetone will help remove that paint, and then it kind of gives it kind of like a cloudy look, and the acetone or the alcohol will clean it up. So then all that white that is showing, I did go back in with the alcohol ink later and clean it up. So here's it all cleaned up, and you can see that it looks so much more organic and just, it looks so awesome. I love how this turned out. So I'm going to pop this back on my turner, and I'm going to give this 2 more final coats of epoxy, and then this tumbler will be done. And here it is, all done. I absolutely love how this turned out. It is simple, but not so simple. I just love how this turned out. I love the combination between the buffalo check and the wood grain. I love how it turned out. Give this video a great big thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.